A warm welcome and välkommen to Sweden. My name is Ninni Löwgren-Tisch. I'm heading the Department for Market Entry and Business Development at the German-Swedish Chamber of Commerce here in Stockholm, and I'm very happy to lead you through this extraordinary webinar today in our live streaming series during the Hanover Fair 2021. In the next 25 minutes, we for once do not present exhibiting companies in the Swedish Energy Pavilion, but further companies from the excellent Swedish energy ecosystem that have already taken the next step and successfully established themselves on the German market. Two of the companies joined us and exhibited at the Hanover Fair 2019, when Sweden was partner country to the Hanover Fair. And they also were and are finalists in the Startup Energy Transition Award, which our partner, the German Energy Agency, DENA, arranges. The companies we present today are either established with a daughter company or have found partners in Germany for the market introduction of their products and solutions. We are very happy to present Enjay, Ekkono and Unimi solutions. A warm welcome especially to you. And of course, we want to encourage an interactive dialogue, exchange of experiences, and even more German-Swedish cooperations. So, just like yesterday, my colleagues from the German-Swedish Chamber of Commerce and representatives from the companies are online and look forward to chat with you. Please be active, raise questions, and discuss. But before we head into the company's presentations and insights, I first have a question to you, Ludvig Lindström from the Swedish Energy Agency, host of the Swedish Energy Pavilion. Ludvig, being able to present success stories related to earlier Hanover Fairs and the Swedish-German Cleantech Platform makes us, of course, very happy and shows that there's a concrete potential for Swedish innovations on the German market and a good match between German and Swedish competencies in the field of energy and energy efficiency. Would you mind comment on this?
Yes, thank you, Ninni. Well, how should I put it? Well, Sweden is known as a front runner in terms of innovations, and we're also dedicated to international collaborations on both multi and bilateral levels. And with an economy dependent on 50% on exports, these international collaborations also include business. The Sustainability Development Goals is guiding us towards ambitious targets in all sectors, not least energy, and we're aiming for 100% carbon-free energy system by 2045. And as you said, Sweden and Germany has a long tradition of collaboration in joint technology development, not least including the Stirling engine being one of the examples, vehicles is another. And based on that, all these factors and aspects, we established this Swedish-German Cleantech Platform together with the Chambers of Commerce. Their aim is, of course, to facilitate contacts between Swedish companies with innovative solutions and their relevant German counterparts. Our engagement at the Hanover Messe is one of the activities under this umbrella. And to sum up all together, that gives us, of course, a great pleasure that we can notice that we have seen some results from these efforts. And the examples that will be presented today reflects both Swedish innovations, concrete business collaborations between our countries, and also the ambitions we have together with supporting these business collaborations. And as I said, it's a great pleasure because sustainability is everybody's business. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ludvig. Everybody's business. Creating the Swedish-German Cleantech Platform and exhibiting at the Hanover Fair clearly was then a wise decision, I guess. So we of the German-Swedish Chamber of Commerce are very happy to be your partner and helping Swedish-German companies finding each other. So now you're probably very curious to take a look at the companies and their specific success stories. First out, Jon Lindén you're CEO of Ekkono. What was your key to success in Germany?
Well, now you should really listen carefully, because I will tell you about how we actually work with the next big sustainability leap. Because as you know, product companies constantly work on making product designs more and more energy efficient. But imagine when we can operate every machine, every individual thing in an optimal way. Machines, motors, vehicles, ovens, air conditioners, conveyor belts, absolutely everything. Well, reality is that we already can. And this is, in my opinion, the true potential of IoT. By adding sensors to all these things, they can take in and understand their surroundings. And by connecting them, manufacturers can extend the relationship with their products after they leave the factory, enabling remote upgrades in the field and getting early notifications of potential hazards. And by adding smarts, we can automate them, which is necessary when we connect them by the billions. And that's what we do at Ekkono. We provide software that enables product OEMs to make their connected things smart using machine learning, or edge machine learning as it's called. This means that they can self-learn its environment, predict what will happen, and adapt to these different conditions. As a Swedish company, we've been digging where we stand, focusing on top-tier product OEMs within driving distance, building a reference portfolio with customers like Volvo, ABB, Alfa Laval, Sandvik, and Husqvarna. The natural first step for us outside Scandinavia is Germany, with a lot of product companies, with a lot of global leaders in verticals like industrial components, automotive, energy, and building automation, and where our impressive Scandinavian customer base actually works very well as a reference. So said and done, inspired by the pretty much overwhelming response from participating at the Swedish program at Hanover Fair 2019, when Sweden was the host country, we set up Ekkono Solutions GmbH early last year. The acknowledgements didn't take very long. During the spring, we actually received gold in German Innovation Awards. And as you mentioned before, a few weeks ago, we got the German Energy Agency, DENA's, acknowledgement for the top 100 list of startups that drive the energy transformation. And the week after, they announced Ekkono as one of 3 finalists in the category Demand Side Innovation. Demand side is an area where we see a big potential. We refer to it as consumption, as we split up the energy vertical into production, distribution, and consumption. In production, Siemens Energy uses Ekkono for automated optimization of gas turbines, and ABB, who are big in smart grids and distribution, is a long-time customer. But let's focus on consumption. Like I said, what if we could make every individual unit run as energy efficiently as possible for the place and purpose where they are used? And as I said, we can, by making things self-adapt to how and where they're being used. Most machines, vehicles, and other things come with sensors these days. The sensors tell us how the things behave and are feeding us useful data. Traditional machine learning collects sensor data from thousands of devices to find common denominators. But there are not that many common denominators in IoT, as the products operate in very different environments for different applications with variations and under different load. Instead, with edge machine learning, you can learn these individual and super local conditions to continuously optimize and monitor every individual device. Now, Ekkono's unique ability to do this training at the edge, onboard these devices, means that we can generate personalized machine learning models that learn the normal state to a unit and detect when something deviates. The possibility to reach, upgrade, monitor, and configure products in operation enables entirely new business models, like selling condition-based maintenance, subscriptions with upgrades of new features, and even selling products as a service. But also to do good by using the product company's extensive domain expertise to help the customers run the product at their very best, reducing climate footprint and extending the life of every individual unit. So sustainability and energy efficiency has gone from being peripheral to being central. Husqvarna picked Ekkono as winner in the very first Sustainability Awards for a concept where the automower will use machine learning to learn your individual garden to operate only when and where it's needed. It's not going to be a revolutionary energy reduction per automower, but when you take it times 3 million automowers out there, then it actually makes a difference. So sustainability is in Ekkono's DNA, and we have seen what our software can do in terms of predictive maintenance, performance optimization, and smart battery management. And recently, I had the privilege to learn a new term, twin transformation. And from what I understood, it simply means that we take the opportunity to combine the green and the digital transformation. If you're going to change, change. I like that idea. And for product OEMs, digitalization means IoT. So we help product companies get the most out of IoT while at the same time becoming an energy transitioner. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Jon. Very impressive, and congratulations to your awards. So it sounds like a perfect match with the German and the Swedish side, and maybe also scaling up on the German market. So good luck with everything, and thank you so much for sharing your insights. So we proceed then right away to you, Nils and Enjay. Nils Ekeberg, you are founder of Enjay. How did you make it on the German market?
Thanks. Yeah, so we were about to move our heavy-duty heat exchanger for polluted airstreams from Scandinavia out into the world, and Germany seemed to be a natural next step, both because of the technological maturity of the market, and we also from past experience knew that the setup of the construction industry in Germany and Sweden are very similar. So it was very natural for us to go from Sweden to a market that is then about 10 times the size as Sweden, and also because the interest in energy efficiency and energy recovery is very much the same in Germany as it is in Sweden, which means very large. So moving into Germany then became an issue, and we tried several different things. And even though being part of an exhibition is perhaps a bit of a folly when you're a startup, I think in general exhibitions work a lot better when you're established and you have a name and you can invite people because they know you a bit. But what happened at the Hanover exhibition was that we actually managed to establish the first very small contact, but the first contact with one of the major HVAC consultancies in all of DACH region, MUTech, who are then backed by the owners BKW. And from there we took the next steps with some more network meetings in Hamburg and other places. And that first initial contact then evolved into a very good discussion, and then also starting to do business together. If not, obviously we don't do the business together with the consultants, but at least we were at the stage where they started to prescribe us in their projects, which was a major event. And with a small hiccup last year with a pandemic, we eventually did establish our GmbH late last year. So we now have a sales force, we have established contacts with the first customers, we have the first projects coming through our pipeline, and we can see that it's actually quite possible for us to copy the same setup, the same successes we've had in Sweden. We can transfer that to Germany, and we're also doing the same in Holland, even though that's not part of the network from the Hanover Messe. But basically taking that first small contact and then establishing the whole strategy for setting up the company, obviously preparing everything that we needed. Very, very good to have one of the major players in the HVAC industry as a speaking partner through this whole process. It's made us we're now very prepared, because the Swedish and the German markets have one big dissimilarity, and that's the attention to detail. So making sure that everything is set to the last millimeter is absolutely crucial. And you cannot come to a German consultant, HVAC consultant, or whoever consultant it is, and not have your story straight and not have your documentation available when it's needed and not being able to answer all the questions. It's just you get one chance and then you're out. So that's been a fantastic journey for us in terms of establishing the first couple of sales in Germany, and we're now looking forward to really gearing up as the pandemic hopefully loses its foothold, and we can get to more physical meetings again, and we can start really exploring the market from that basis that we've built together from that first little contact. So very good.
Thank you very much, Nils, for sharing your reflections on that. So a bit of luck, but still the most important contacts through the trade fair and the exhibition on the Hanover Trade Fair 2019, and as you mentioned, the importance of the network and getting to know the right people. So maybe also thinking in small steps, and a small step leading to a big step and a big leap into a new market and developing further. So thank you so much, and we are moving on to you, Mathias Hökfelt. You are CEO of Unimi Solutions. Please tell us more about your way into the German market.
Yes, thank you very much. Well, we know that prior to our German launch, we know that we had a good product that would solve real issues for customers. And the issues that we are solving is that we can anchor any EV charging station with our universal foundation, the Unimi One base, regardless of which charging station it is, brand or technology used. We also had a few good reference cases from our home market. We had been active and we had some established sales from a couple of years. And the reference customers that we had was Fortum, E.ON, Vattenfall, to name a few. Also a couple of other big brands that we knew had good reputation on the German market. We also, before really entering the German market, tried to make an as realistic as possible budget for this. And that meant that we would need one dedicated German-speaking person, probably a full-time employee or a consultant or something of that sort. We budgeted for a year one with no to minimal sales. A year two that would still be loss-making or possibly hit break even. The year three, which we are in now, actually our financial years and our German launch coincide with the start of the Hanover Fair. So our financial year starts in April, and we decided to make this launch back in 2019 in March. So it actually coincided really well with the Hanover 2019 fair. And our current year now, year three, that is, we are aiming towards minimum break even or profit making. So I think that is one of the things that we made sure that we had up front, a realistic budget. It will take time. So 2019 Hanover Messe was the starting point for our German launch. We prepared thoroughly up front with sales material and product docs in German. And we also were a bit lucky that we had one customer in the Nordic market with German ownership. So we knew that it was important that we could point towards relevant standards. In Germany, it's a lot more about standards than it is in the Nordic countries. So we had all of that prepared. So while at the fair, we could work really focused on creating leads. We were two persons taking turns. One presented, one could make the admin to follow up with the leads, etc. We used the ad lead apps or ad lead app that we could download at the fair, and that really proved to be very, very helpful, because it made the admin and follow-up and creation of leads a lot easier for us. So at the end of the fair, we had about 150 leads, whereof about 30 seemed real promising for us. And from there, it was all about classic sales work, really. To go back, to do the follow-ups, to work focused, to work with the leads that we had gathered. And this then resulted in year one, we had 5 small customer projects, still with good references, like for instance, Stadtwerke München. Then year 2, which we have just ended, we had about 15 customers. And now in year 3, we have recurring sales with customers, up to 20 different customers. And the top customers that we have so far on the German market, which for us really also includes Austria and Switzerland, we have 5 top customers: Stadtwerke München, Stadtwerke Stuttgart, Enercity, BMW in Switzerland, and also IWB, Industrielle Werke in Basel. And from there, it's actually creating rings on the water. So once you're in with one good reference customer in Germany, word spread, and that is also how it has worked for us in the Nordic market. So we're looking very positively on the future, both for us, our product, and the EV market as such. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mathias. So just listening to you, we can just reflect on how important it is to have, of course, good reference cases. And also you mentioned the German site on everything. So both concerning the language, German-speaking personnel, but also material and info material. And then, of course, to be realistic, to have a plan and to have a budget and to endure. It takes time. So very interesting to get your insights on that, and also, of course, to see that the Hanover Fair was a starting point to actually get qualified leads on the German market. So thank you very much, the 3 of you, to sharing your journey and your insights with us. We highly appreciate, of course, to get these reflections, and we are keen on following in your further and continuous journey in Germany. So, and you German companies listening, please take the opportunity to connect with these interesting Swedish companies for even further cooperation and maybe developing further solutions together. So that was all for now from our side, but please join us in the video chat, which is open from now on. My colleagues from the Chamber will be there, and of course the companies. Profit from the occasion to raise questions and discuss with us and start new connections and further cooperation for concrete business. And last but not least, my usual question, what's next? Tomorrow, you're welcome back for the 3rd part of our webinar series, presenting our exhibiting companies in the pavilion. And then we will focus on sustainable mobility and showcase Göteborg's journey towards sustainability. Our pitching companies are then C-Tech, Elon Road, and MyFC. So please save the date, tomorrow 9:30. Until then, have a successful fair day and a lot of good meetings. Vi ses!